Hi, Andy Nelson. I often get asked whether it's worth it to apply for and try to obtain a federal registration for one's trademark. Okay, well, let's explore that. So, what is the function of a trademark for your business? Your business is going to have one or perhaps more than one trademark. And I'll use my tired old example I use all the time of Prudential. So, Prudential, I'm talking about insurance, right? So, we know the word Prudential. A lot of you probably thought about insurance right away. If you viewed their Rock of Gibraltar, everyone's seen their Rock of Gibraltar logo, the drawing. You know that's Prudential as well, or you know, even if you can't remember the word Prudential, you see that you know it's affiliated with insurance services. Or get a piece of the rock. You know, we've all heard that slogan as well. I think it's used still today. It's been used for a long time, as long as I can remember. Multiple trademarks. What do those do? Those are the symbols of one's brand. Those connect the brand to the consumer. The trademarks eventually do the selling for you, right? Because it just makes the consumer's decision to purchase much easier. If I see an insurance company with no marks on it, I kind of know what they do, sort of, but I don't know anything about them. But if I see Prudential, get a piece of the rock, I know at the very least that is a company that's been around a long time. I don't know if they got the best price or not, but you know they've got certainly some history with them. Probably quality, probably something I can rely on. So I just don't have to do as much research. When consumers recognize those symbols, connect it with your brand, their decision to purchase is easier, and you hopefully make more money that way. So trademarks have a function. It's not just decoration and looking cool and all. I mean, there is a function that leads to more business for you. So how important is that to you? I gotta say it should be pretty important. But do you take it to the next level where you actually register your trademarks? Because trademark rights in the US are gained and created and maintained by just mere use. Using trademarks creates rights in them, but they can be enhanced heavily through a federal trademark registration. So should you get one? Well, can you get one first? Now, to even qualify to get a federal trademark registration, you have to do one key thing, and that is engage in interstate commerce. Okay, so what does that mean? If you're like the local tailor or the local cleaners, the neighborhood cleaners, and that sort of thing, I just don't know why you would ever get a federal trademark registration unless you've got aspirations to grow out of the state. If you've got customers across state lines, if you're going to have multiple locations and service people across state lines, then it might make some sense. But otherwise, it probably just doesn't. It probably doesn't make sense to get one. I mean, I don't know why you would do it. And you might not even qualify for one because you may not engage in interstate commerce. It's a pretty low bar, but still there's some things that fall under that bar. Maybe a local business does that. If you are an online business, and I don't mean the local cleaner that happens to have a website, but if you're an online business, you sell services or any kind of goods across state lines or have customers from out of state, maybe you're doing business really within your state, but your customers may be located out of state. I mean, that can be a complicated analysis, but it can happen. A federal registration might very well be a smart thing because what does that federal registration do? It gives you a presumption of ownership of your mark throughout the U.S. Okay, so even if you're building a relatively small brand, but you're growing, you go, I'm just local right now. If you have that fence around the country, so to speak, it gives you the fence to grow into. If you don't do that, you start growing, but just on your common law rights with no registration, there could be a lot of other people popping up with same or similar marks with similar goods or services all over the place. And next thing you know, even though you expand, your rights kind of look like Swiss cheese because you got all these other people around and there's not much you can do about it because you really weren't trading in their area in order to create confusion. You kind of moved into their space even though you were senior, but senior in a different geographic location. So a federal registration takes care of that. So I think even if you're a small business, the investment in a federal registration gives you a huge benefit and the right to grow into, you're going to grow into your space, so to speak. That's just one aspect to it, but for this video, I want to keep it kind of tight. Interstate commerce, online or online business, no matter really how small, but if you're growing, And if you're any other type of business that engages in interstate commerce, a federal registration is a smart thing to at least look at. Anyway, that's it. If you have any questions about this video, shoot me a note, leave a comment, and if someone would benefit from this video, please feel free to share it. Until next time, have a great one. Bye-bye.